Welcome to the Awaken Heart Podcast. I'm your host, Nancy Walters. Get ready to create magic and miracles as you lean into your heart's desires. I believe not only does the heart want what it wants, but it knows. This show is a weekly deep dive into what it means to live from an awakened heart. I'll be sharing inspiring stories and real conversations with people just like you, who have turned the ordinary into the extraordinary. My mission is to show you how you too can be connected and heart-centered in every area of your life. Your journey to aligning with more love, more joy, and your wildest dreams come true starts now. Welcome to the Awaken Heart Podcast. I'm your host, Nancy Walters, and this is the last one of 2020. And let's be real. I mean, this year, 2020, has been like no other. New Year's Eve, little did I know, I didn't do anything last New Year's Eve. I actually went to bed early. I just did a vision board. I thought all these amazing things were going to happen in 2020. And I think I actually fell asleep watching a series on Netflix. I think I was asleep by 10 o'clock at night. Little did I know that I was preparing myself for the craziness that this year has been. And it's still continuing, these lockdowns and the COVID and all the craziness that's going on in our country and our world right now. But while the trials and tribulations we faced as a world, as a society, has gotten a lot of attention, I'm going to talk about some good things, from the little wins to the moments of growth and self-discovery, as well as some of the bigger silver linings that have come out of the year. I'm definitely not here to erase the fact that it's been a god-awful year for many, nor to brush over the brutal realities that we are all finding ourselves in. However, it's equally important to remember that some light can always be found even in the darkest of years. My big aha, or my come to Jesus moment, was the awakening. And I had heard about so many years about, becoming awakened. But little did I know that it would be the kind of awakening that I experienced this year. Like I had mentioned before, I'm sure in previous podcasts, that I'm not one to watch the news. I stopped watching it like 10 years ago. I didn't like the way it always made me feel. It was always like fear, hate, war, division. Well, this year, I didn't have much more to do because I had moved to this new city. 7 months later, I get into my new place and lockdowns happen. So I don't really have a lot of friends here. I would go to work, I'd come home, make something to eat, maybe put on some Netflix, and then go to bed and do it, rinse and repeat. So it left me a lot of time to really do some research and really dive in and see and understand what was happening in my world, in the world around us. And what I found, awakening is not just like, flying away on little angel wings. It left me curled up, crying in a corner, scared to death, like really frightened, really my eyes, when your eyes open, they cannot ever close again. So like I said, I am learning to balance that and return back to the consciousness of love and, that in helping to raise the collective energy, because I think there's a lot of negativity. There's too much negativity and there's more division than I've ever seen before in my life. Like literally, it is a battle between good and evil right now. So one of the good things for myself and a lot of others because of this year is we've awakened to a lot of the corruption, a lot of the things that have been going around for years and years and years and decades and even centuries. So waking up to that and, hopefully joining together, unifying and not letting this stuff happen again or letting it get away even further from light and love and truth. So everything's been brought to the surface and it's been exposed. So it's up to us to join together and, really we can create such another, it can be a new, I don't like the phrase new normal because this new normal is not normal. So, but to band together and create something even better. I think that's what we really need to work on here. So that was my big thing for 2020. So here are 15 good things that happened in 2020. Now, I'm a huge traveler and I miss traveling so much. I was just watching the show Emily in Paris and it just made me so nostalgic for, traipsing around those Parisian streets or, watching a Spanish language film and seeing, Spain and all the places that I've been before. And I just can't wait to explore the world because that's how I feel like I can connect to each other in different cultures. And I learned so much from that. And it allows me to be present and really, enjoy the moment and to be in the moment. So several of these will be travel related. So one of the things that the pandemic forced us to discover new passions. So while travel and life as we knew it halted, many of us took the time to discover new hobbies and passions, and this extended to travel too. So a lot of us were exploring closer to home. That's number 14. So while long-haul travel has been tricky, we've made the most of getting out and exploring our own backyards. Number 13, we still made global connection despite not being able to get on a plane as much as we used to in the past. And from the comfort of our home, we're still staying really connected. We can explore different places. So Zoom and FaceTime have exploded. So that's one of the good things is even though people like us can't travel, we found ways to connect with our favorite locals. There's a range of virtual activities from hands-on cooking classes to city walks with local guides. And some of us made the most of online retail therapy, Amazon, hello, and with guided virtual shopping tours of the Marrakesh souks through sites like the Local Purse. Number 12, the importance of time with loved ones was amplified, because it keeps changing over and over and over again. Like, you can't be with more than 3 people in the household and then 2 people in the household and all these crazy rules and mandates. And I'm the rebel myself and I do not. I'm sorry. I think they're out of their mind. I got the Constitution that I follow and I think it's a lot of the stuff that they're implementing is unconstitutional. So anyway, that's another subject. So the importance of time with loved ones is intensified and amplified. So whether someone has been stuck at home with months on end or kept apart from the importance of friends, family, and the human connections we crave, helped us all remember that it's really important both when we travel and in life in general. Number 11, we will never take travel for granted again. I sure won't. When something you love is taken away from you, you tend to reflect on it more than usual. That's how I felt about travel this year. So when it's safe to travel again, you should make it count. Take that dream trip you've been putting off. Seek an adventure you wouldn't have dared to chase before or treat yourself to a holiday. With that said, I am taking off to Florida tomorrow to go visit a friend. My 3-week trip to Bali, I was going there to do breathwork facilitator training. And I was going to be there for 3 weeks, 2 weeks in Ubud, studying at the yoga barn. And then I was going to go to the Gili Islands, which I had to cancel the whole thing because the breathwork got canceled. So hopefully 21, I'll be able to pick that back up again. Luckily, I got friends in hot places and all over the world. So I am going to Florida. So I'm going to go to Florida, visit a friend in the Keys. So I'm looking forward to that. I got my bags packed, ready for some sunshine. So with that said, number 10, we are on neighbors. Checked in on elderly people. Speaking of which, can someone please check on Betty White? We love her. We developed a newfound appreciation for outdoors. That's number 9. From camping to workouts to picnic date nights, people found ways to get outside and appreciate nature. Now, my daily walks are the most important things for me, to get outside, get into the woods, connect with nature, breathe in the biome, get that fresh air, get that vitamin D on my skin. That is how I stay sane and that is how I stay healthy, is getting outside, walking outside. I feel connected. And that is one of my major things. And a lot of people are out there appreciating outdoors even more because nature is the greatest leveler. We can learn so much from nature. It is such an amazing thing, and I appreciate it every time I'm outside. Another great thing, number 8, pet adoption soared. People cleared out shelters and cleared space in their hearts and home for cuddly animals. I just love that because a lot of people are spending more time at home and they're working from home, and some of them will never return back to office situations again. So actually a neighbor of mine just adopted this adorable Labradoodle. I just met her when I went out for a walk earlier this afternoon, and she is adorable. Needless to say, she'll have no problems finding somebody to watch it because I'm going to be first in line with that little cute little pup. Number 7, we read more, along with dystopian thrillers that are really parallel and very close to what's happening now. And romance romps, because with the way that COVID is, there's not a lot of in-person dating anymore. So, we can create our own little romances through diving into novels. And I dove into, I watched Virgin River. So that was not a book, but it was Netflix. And I had a little romance with Jack, the main character. Like, he's a little heartthrob. So I go to bed like, oh my God, Jack. Like, he's so cute. He's so hot. He's a man's man. So yeah, a lot of us are reading more. I'm watching a lot more Netflix. I think I've cracked out on most of the good series, but a lot of us have actually cracked the spine on some nonfiction books. And I just picked up Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. So that is what I'm going to dive onto when I get onto the plane. So number 6, we all got around to decluttering. There's a good chance you finally recycled your old college textbooks or donated old coats. This time was a really good time to clear out all that we don't need anymore, to usher in and welcome in something new, because it always feels good when we do clear out that old, and it's almost like you can breathe better again. I know I always feel so good when stuff is out of the way and out of the house. And then number 5, people started using their kitchens because you can't go out to eat as much. I mean, first you can dine indoors, and then, the indoors to the outdoors, and then you can't dine outdoors. Things keep changing all the time. So a lot of people are learning how to hone in on their culinary skills. Home cooking and discovering new ingredients became new norms, and we have a ton of recipes to keep you going. You were reminded of the forever connection between travel and food. Another thing bringing us back to travel, because man, let me tell you, some of the best food I've ever ate was in Morocco, and Italy comes very close. And then, all these culinary delights that we have when we're traveling, because when we eat a certain thing, it can take us right back to that experience of, being in Mumbai, like streets of Mumbai, sipping a chai. A bowl of a pho might not have quite a good taste as the one you had in Hanoi last year. It gives us renewed appreciation for the interconnectedness for travel and food memories. Number 4, yes, people learned to wash their hands. Now, this is something that I've always done. I've been very cognizant of it. I'm not paranoid. I believe in my immune system and ability to keep myself healthy. It's something I always did. Like, I open bathroom doors with paper towels, or the button for the crosswalk I would hit with my elbow or my knuckles, or ATM with my knuckles. But a lot of people who weren't cognizant of that before are learning to wash their hands, and to, if you're sneezing into your arm, and being really aware of our surroundings. So seriously, it was time. Number 3, frontline workers got hero status. We all recognize doctors, nurses, and medical staff for the important work they do, keeping us safe and healthy. Number 2, nature got a break, and you saved a ton on gas. So I think it was the first couple months, like literally the earth really cleared itself, because I think the first couple weeks of lockdown, there was even less people going out and about. So the smog cleared from a lot of the cities, and nature got a break. As the pandemic kept us in our homes and out of our cars, air pollution declined, and there was even an uptick in whale spotting in New York Harbor, of all places. And number 1, I think anyone that has children can appreciate this. Parents gained a new appreciation for teachers, because little do they know, they become teachers themselves. And I know a lot of my friends are going out of their minds, doing this online schooling. So educating the next generation is hard work, and parents got to see firsthand that schooling can be grueling. And finally, thank you, dear Lord, baby Jesus, 2020 is finally coming to an end. Like I said, it's been like no other, and we didn't think we'd get through this thing. And here we are, December, the last week, and we have 2021 ahead of us. So let's make sure there are more than 15, 20 things to be grateful in 21. So I'm wishing for the best. I am hoping for the best. I'm sending everyone much love. I'm going to connect to everyone on the collective energy field. We need to stay positive, and let's have a different year than this one that we had, because literally, I don't think I can take much more. I don't think a lot of people can take much more, but what's next? February, we can have the aliens hi, here they are, they're here. That's next February 2021. No, all kidding aside. What I am is I'm a glass half full kind of person, and I want to move into 2021 more positive and more hopeful than ever before. And this seemed like a good place to start. Have a phenomenal New Year's. I will see you. When is it? Next week. Next week, I will see you in 2021. So have a beautiful one. God bless. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Awaken Heart Podcast. If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, share it with a friend. And if you haven't already, head on over to your favorite podcast app to subscribe, rate, and review. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, you can reach me at theawakenheartpodcast.com.